NRG.
You're really going to get your mental fortitude tests throughout this one no matter what, because that pressure of the 2-2 round looming and knowing that if you fall here, you could run into a monster back down in that round 5. So really got to be on your A game. NRG, people have been saying if you're a little bit slip and slidey, now is the time to shake it off. Got to right the ship immediately, and GK, just keep rolling. You're on a good run already.
Is do or die. So you definitely want to avoid the round 5, because if you slip by on that one, you're not going to have the best of season. That just means a tough opponent if you do manage to get into playoffs and having to play for your lives in round 5. You want to avoid that as best as possible. Of course, a top 4 seed would mean a extra life in that playoff bracket, as well as Archie already putting on the press and couldn't muscle his way through NRG, and now they're trying to set up passes. Joyo's doing a good job of already slowing that down as NRG fight for possession.
And Oli really my player to watch, I think, across the entire pitch. You already know what you're going to get out of NRG. You already know what you're going to get out of Archie and Joyo. It's Oli who's got to have a big series here, I think, if GK wants to come out on top. I mean, he's not been quiet by any stretch of the imagination throughout the tournament, but you're going to need a quality series from him. I'd like to see him really threaten and attack the net and give Joyo and Archie some chances to be a put-away guy.
Yeah, and how you cycle into that lineup where it feels like a lot of Joyo and Archie lead that offense, just with all their time that they spent together on previous teams. Like, Oli has to be part of that picture, and I agree. While as NRG, they've been a trio for a while. They've had success. They've been through highs and lows. They got to put a stop to GK, who have upset big teams at internationals before. With Oli, this is only a team that gets elevated. As Beast Mode got his second man demoed there, and Daniel has to step up, and Joyo keeps it at bay.
Great stop and solid control. Look at him pull Daniel up early and then immediately to the floor. Oli, unfortunately, going to have to buy a little bit of time. Works through one challenge. A little bit of help from Joyo leaves him with the opportunity to find Archie. Here's a chance for GK. Look at the stretch and just able to get a handle on it. Daniel makes a block.
Good adjustment from Archie to try and make that work, too. Down the midfield does get broken through there from NRG. Atomic takes a step back. NRG patrolled the midfield. Good 50 from Joyo, and he's been able to muscle through wildcard and gave them a lot of success, just how he approaches those challenges. So keep an eye on what Joyo can do.
Electric player, but so many people on this pitch are that type, especially the 3 on NRG. You know, you've got 3 monsters over there, the 3-headed Hydra, as Archie has an open net and just popped it wide, and Beast Mode looking to transition back the other way, gets on the wrong side of the ball. Had Daniel lurking on the opposite side, but maybe didn't feel confident in trying to force the attack or just made the wrong read. At the end of the day, it remains tied 0-0. One team just looking to find any opening.
Back to the corner. Just going for the best play, as NRG had Atomic set up ready to go with boost 2, but the fight for the corner defensively has gone towards the defending team. So then that's why you have the 0-0 game, is to try and win the challenges at the corner has been really tough. And to have that bounce out that you hope to set up that box player for is a challenge, to say the least. Now Daniel trying to send it out of the zone, and it's Beast Mode to receive, but Archie is hoping to test his limits as he glides across the net. Oli with a deep cut towards the backboard. Archie slot, but right into Daniel's lap.
Yeah, the placement again, not quite there for Archie. It needed to be perfect, and unfortunately a little bit more concerned with getting it on frame than putting it with pace at the right spot, and unfortunately NRG holding firm on defense, really not under too much pressure despite not having a whole heap of boost. Pass to Atomic kept just outside of the net, as Daniel will wheel around to grab 100. A real chance for NRG to take control of the game if they can take this ball off Oli.
A little scared of how much time they're giving Daniel on the ball, though. Like, it's just going to be a matter of time where solo or pass. NRG, their chemistry, that'll eventually leak into the net, so GK have to maybe be a bit more proactive. Again, Daniel, a lot of time. Atomic down low, and I think Daniel maybe got bumped off the ball, so things uncomfortable. It's only in the 1v1 against Beast Mode, and bulldozes in.
Really telegraphing the flick here, gets the defender to jump. Love this play from Oli. Beast Mode knows he's got to defend the net, gets him to hop and says, yep, now we're going to low 50 right through you into the bottom left-hand corner. Great presence from Oli, really putting the fear in Beast Mode.
The fear is right. You got less than a minute, and GK are up by 1. It's Archie with the demo to set NRG behind. Now Beast Mode hopes to get this clear, and now GK really sending things as Archie gets Daniel with a hand up. He seems to stabilize himself as Oli tries to remove some boost. It's going to slow things down for the NRG side, but will slow, perhaps not stop, until Archie just robs him of the ball. Possession has been the name of the game. With 20 seconds left, it's all on NRG in this next play, but they just can't seem to get set up in that blue half comfortably.
Wow.
And Joyo with the bounce and the pass to Archie.
Yeah, the whiff here definitely does not help. I mean, Beast Mode just missed the touch. He was trying to go for like that perfect little backflip pop up to Atomic, up on that sidewall, was trying to lead him forward. Mistimed the touch over the head in game 1, just like that, out of reach. NRG going to find themselves in a hole early in the series.
Yeah, NRG just not able to just... Oh, they've had a couple of just air dribble, just cross-field moments, but when trying to play the ball close, they're met with a lot of... That's why my prediction was so tough to make, because GK looked really good against Wildcard, but you could say on paper that isn't an easier opponent than Vitality. So NRG, definitely got humbled by Vitality, but got some world champions on that side, so got to be careful. So see if NRG can wake up at least offensively. It's still a low-scoring affair for GK, only 2, but punishing those mistakes is what we were really proud to see out of GK.
NRG now just getting outright bullied out of possession here. Joyo to Oli to himself, and NRG kind of bit of reeling back and forth here, trying to really get their feet set. Not sure where they really need to go.
Yeah, NRG with just touches to keep themselves safe, and you got the Daniel dribble, but he's just crashing into 3 players, and it leaves your back third in a 1v1, and that's how GK has been able to score that first goal in that game 1. It's just leaving NRG's defense thinner than usual. That's a scramble in that backboard. GK keeping it at bay, and not only that, a quick response as Archie is surging downfield, having some help from Joyo. Bounce off the back walls, not having too much power. It's a different angle for Oli to cut, and enough time for NRG to block it away.
And Daniel, once again, they can see NRG going back to that old tried and true look. Just get Daniel the ball in the deep third, and let's see what we can make happen. At the very least, we're going to earn some possession. And Beast Mode lets one go right by. Atomic can't win the follow-up challenge, though, and now NRG is going to have to scramble a little bit here defensively.
Seeing Daniel do a lot, like these solo air dribbles. He's almost going for solo plays, but he doesn't see that second man in position. That he may start to lose trust. And this just fires down. Archie's always been ready. GK are never going to be a defense that leave themselves open to any punches. While as NRG trying to keep GK out of their half. And these transitions are very difficult. Now you have to go for demos. GK on a back foot because of this physicality, as Archie has to get a hand up now, and Atomic is going to test that limit. Daniel with a double, and Atomic will assist with a bump or some contact, and NRG get their first goal of the series.
We got to give credit to Atomic for not giving up on the play here, just waiting on the backboard. He says, I know Archie likes to make saves from spots like that. I'm taking it away from him. You don't get to make a good stop. We're up in the lead. Good press. Daniel able to find a nice air dribble over the top. A little extra physicality and some insurance positioning. That's NRG a nice early lead, but a long way to go. 2.5 minutes, and it's been a pretty aggressive show again from GK. You know they're going to come at them pretty hard here.
At least NRG, the wires are starting to connect, but man, GK have been putting shot after shot. You got Beast Mode and Atomic jumping in the net. Now no boost and time for GK to really starve them, but it was the full retreat out of GK, giving back so much space and a moment to breathe for NRG. In the second half, it's a lead, but with how many shots I'm sure GK has put on, I'm very surprised that they haven't scored yet.
Small whiff from Archie will force Oli into the attack, but a great demo will give Joyo a look. That's an excellent fake down to Archie, trying to see if we can pull defenders out of position. But GK not quite through the thicket of this NRG defense yet.
NRG very much looks like they're surviving and not thriving on defense. Like, I'm worried for them too. And Geekay are starting to worry, are they ever gonna score too? Because they've been really building a dominant looking offense, one that just hasn't gotten through the goal line yet. Now adding stacks, this Joyo tries to push the goaltenders around, hasn't created that gap quite yet. Geekay constantly forced to reset on their half, but no one from NRG is chasing that down, so Geekay just keep returning the ball to where it came from.
Here's where you really need a player like Oli or Joyo to just make one big play. Just get one good 50, and they'll find themselves in a good spot. And that's exactly why I wanted to highlight Oli, because you already know Archie and Joyo are going to have their hands full. They got to be quick. You got to be aggressive, challenging. And it's going to be Oli who's got the room, and it's Daniel back the other way. We'll make it 2-0. And NRG on a good road to find a way back to tie up the series. What a soft catch from Daniel. And look at Atomic just saying, I'm going to kill everyone.
Yeah, that's what he did. Daniel's doing so much, having a great series, and Geekay, I think at the start of that replay, he saw two caught in midair, trying to stop Daniel before he gets ramped up. Now it put Archie in a bad spot. Geekay still working on the first one, now needing to go for demos, and what a shot! Blazing through the net of NRG, cutting the lead down in half.
Yeah, it felt like this ball had eyes to find its way through these two defenders. He shot it right at where they were going. Somehow the ball still finds its way into the net. Geekay make a game out of it. 38 seconds. We are definitely not done here in game 2.
Geekay found what works to try and destabilize NRG. They're getting a little too cozy on that half, having too many numbers. Oli! Oh, the placement on the right, still red by NRG as Beast Mode with a couple of resets, and he just delivers it right to the end.
That one's going to feel bad for Geekay for sure. They feel like they definitely should have had this air dribble on lock. I know Archie's disappointed he got through it, but even Oli, the long Batmobile, couldn't get a handle on it. Beast Mode just right through everyone into the back, and that should secure things.
Well, something happens immediately for Geekay. Yeah, that's the nail in the coffin for game 2 for NRG to wake up better late than never after putting up no goals last game, to really ramping up and setting up Daniel for success. Whether the passes haven't worked out, but at least distracting enough so that Daniel can cook something up special for NRG, and the rest of NRG pick up what's left. So we got ourselves a tie series 1-1. So NRG had to use a bit of force to get the game back in their hands.
Long way to go. Game 3. The world is your proverbial oyster. And who's going to make the most of it? Archie's starting off trying to get physical early. Definitely bore some fruit in that wild card series if he can get a handle on anyone on NRG.
Missed a good connection there to Archie, and even Oli is part of the equation, but has to get through 2 defenders. That's not easy for anyone. So Daniel was just a couple follow-up touches, and how he deals with 50s is so great. As Oli has to dodge a bullet. Speaking of that, here comes Beast Mode with a bounce that Joyo can't seem to keep going, but Daniel doesn't make contact, so a counterattack starts to brew for Geekay. Now with Archie missing too, it's tough for Geekay to keep that momentum going.
Oh my gosh, that's actually going to work? Wow!
Wow.
This looks like a straight-up mistouch from Atomic. I mean, everyone from Geekay knows Daniel is deep third, somewhere out there on the right side of the pitch for him, and they see that ball go straight up, and they're just like, oh, he mistouched it. We'll go get it. But Daniel, I mean, he knows that ball's going up, and he's already there driving for it, and everyone on Geekay is just like, wow. It looked like such a bad touch that it worked.
Daniel made that work too.
Yeah.
And he had Geekay on the back foot from just having Archie off of respawn too. Geekay couldn't withstand it. And now Daniel's up first, has the pinch down, and everyone's diving for it. NRG may have to rotate back, but Geekay don't have a clear to lead to a strong breakaway out of this point. If anything, it's Geekay breaking apart, all thanks to Atomic.
Uh-oh, NRG starting to cook with gas. Beast mode getting shifty through the corner. Oli's like, bro, what? One of you guys got to touch the ball. There's no way I'm defending this 1v2 versus these guys. And GK just get bobbed and weaved around. 2-0 lead early for NRG, and now we get to see some of that special that they give. They are a very conservative team when they've got a consistent lead. It's probably going to take forever for GK to find one back, barring a miracle shot. Just because NRG is so comfortable playing with a soft cushion of a lead like this. They are happy to turtle up. There's a reason they don't win very many games by blowout. They'll give you a little bit of room so long as it means they're solid on defense.
Just even last game, it felt like NRG were starting to snowball, and it starts that way out again. Because it's GK just kind of scrambling on defense to save these, and NRG demoed a lot more last game and have GK weakened on their offensive shots, so Joyo has to do it all by himself, and it doesn't get in. And that's GK still searching, and Oli tries to put the red carpet down to keep the GK momentum going, to keep the wind in their sails, but low on boost. GK will have to fall back. Oli did grab the sidewall boost, and that means GK could try to return this back to an offense, but getting through Daniel and his challenges has been a difficult affair. Now Daniel has to bring it back to a teammate, and an opening for Archie, at least space for GK to work with.
Classic NRG defense, just that deep third rotation. Camped out there in the backfield. You can make your nice long clear, take all the space you want. We're back there ready for it because we know you want to score. You're going to try and attack the net in the 1v1, and they're just going to make you dump the ball away. And just like that. See, they don't even go for this. They're like, take the ball. We'll come challenge you at the midfield line and see what we can do. Classic NRG right there.
Meanwhile, Joyo's stealing resets and could use a strong and closer second man and another offensive option for GK, because to build threat takes a lot of effort against a team as good as NRG, at least at this point of the game. GK still have come out with nothing less than 90 seconds, and it was GK that shut out NRG before, and we could be seeing NRG giving them a taste of their own medicine. And GK could depend on Joyo in this moment, and Archie was trying to pop it up to buy time, seeing the defenders react. And Oli, you said you wanted to see a big game out of him, but it's Atomic that just breaks it up. Yeah, still waiting.
Still waiting. Boy, are they going to need it. Someone's got to start putting something on target, making people miss. Joyo's trying, not able to find any traction. Archie's trying to get physical. Yeah, he's had a little bit of success, which leaves only one person. And it's not that Oli's playing bad. It's just, it's a lot to ask. It is not easy to go out there and just say, yeah, just beat Beast Mode, Daniel, and Atomic. You can do it. You know, it's it's always very easy to say that, but it's another thing entirely to go try and do it.
Yeah, GK are at least 2/3 of our roster that upset a lot of the world champs, and only so close to cutting that lead in half, and at a point that matters. But NRG, that world championship grand final caliber team, under a different banner, but the results looking like they could continue. With 10 seconds left, holding on to this lead for dear life. GK set up in the orange half, and Joyo just hanging off the back wall, waiting for a pass that just never gets delivered. And NRG shut out GK in game 3.
But you see what I'm talking about. I mean, they take the 2-0 lead. There's 3.5 minutes on the clock. And it took all the way till 20 seconds for NRG to make a misstep where GK could maybe score. And then it gets into that spot, and Oli just can't quite cover the distance. You know, he's a split second behind making contact and making it 1-2. And that's what makes NRG such an annoying team to play against. I mean, they do not care. They're like, look, we're good enough on defense. We're just going to go deep third if you let us take too big of a lead early. Say good luck. You know, we're pretty confident defensively, and it takes a good team to find a way to break through that. And not to say that GK is not a good team. It's just really difficult.
Yeah, NRG really like to minimize those risks, and it kind of makes me think about NRG's match against Team Ultimates, where ultimately it felt like Synergy won that series, and NRG just have really good teamwork at these chaotic points. If people are getting demoed, if there's quick rotations, you got to be speedy all the time. NRG are synced up in a way that the other teams are still catching up on, and GK find themselves behind, not able to score. Now it's match point for NRG in game 4, one step closer to getting to playoffs. A better seed if you were to go to round 5, and GK want to avoid that. There's some tough teams that could fall there, and Oli tries to salvage this defense. It's getting already scary with NRG knocking at the door.
Well, certainly a bit of a slow start to the series for NRG, but no question about whether or not they've come online throughout the course of it. And right now, it's just GK trying to find any sort of extended pressure. That's the only thing that they can really hope for, as Beast Mode just jamming this ball into the corner and up against the back wall, forcing GK into a bit of a dead stalemate there in the corners.
Remember when I said there were tough teams in round 5? You'll not believe who just is in round 5. Team Falcons.
Whoa.
Just got swept by the Ultimates.
Oh, no.
So
that one's off the bar.
I definitely want to avoid round 5 now,
Yeah,
but I don't know if they're off their
pulls
game.
them.
Yeah, but looking in now on this game, this has been a crazy round. 4 is saved by Joyo, saved by the Bell. He's demoed for his efforts. His energy building up this offense brick by brick. And you have GK really floundering, and Joyo's been demoed. GK just can't get a leg up at all on defense. It just can't even survive on defense. You got to watch out for demos and where the ball's going.
Yeah, they're fighting for air right now, as this one's got jammed in the corners for the last minute and a half or so. NRG unrelenting, as it's this constant pressure of we're going to demo you and pop it towards the net. And GK doing a great job to keep composure here in what has been an absolute barrage for the last 2 minutes or so.
Still no goals, which is what matters as Atomic gets involved and clashing back and forth. NRG,
There we go.
that layer up, good win for Oli, but collected from Beast Mode in the air. It's met halfway though, like that disruption from Archie in the midfield, and trying to force it to a teammate. That is the question, as NRG could set themselves up for a lethal offense. Atomic, they reset off the ceiling, trying to get down, and that's exactly where Archie saves the ball at, and NRG starting to get real dangerous.
GK fighting for another breath of air. It may come in the form of Oli here. Can't find the pinch, but that's a huge challenge. A big pinch from Archie. Kicks it all the way down the pitch, and they will force NRG to regain possession.
Oh, Beast Mode to make contact, or maybe he meant to do that after seeing GK dive for the ball. So Atomic takes his time, and Joya has all the boost in the world and just sails across. But NRG are very good at flying through the air, investing their resources to not make these air dribbles go by for free, or at least less time on it. Now it's Oli, big wins on the 50s. It only gets you to the midfield, and then what? What else can develop out of GK? They got shut out last game, and you need to go out swinging, or round 5 could look real sketchy.
Ooh, Daniel really trying to finesse one. He can't quite make contact off the ceiling. Gonna be disappointed he didn't square that one up. Nice demo in front of the NRG net, returning fire. Beast Mode and Daniel take 2 out. Means Atomic gets a free transition and a pass shot to the lower left-hand side. Kept aside by Joyo. And GK.
Fantastic saves.
Big chance here for a final minute. Maybe they get a chance to go for it, as that one's turned away at the last moment.
Oh, I thought Archie was going to be able to make contact off that back wall to just destabilize NRG. Now the ball to Beast Mode.
Oh, what a block.
Oli down, Daniel to the midfield. Man, just no one can transition smoothly. It's been chaotic. It's taken demos, it's taken air dribbles, it's taken everything out of both teams, and we're left still scoreless with an overtime looming. It's something GK want to avoid, because that means you have to play flawless from there on out when you watch an NRG be on match point. Because Daniel has been a star in the past, but he needs a supportive cast, and that's where Beast Mode gets in the picture. But Archie with a high ball only tries to beat Atomic, get downfield to out-rotate NRG, but you just can't. They minimize the risks, and their defense is still sturdy. Now it's NRG on
bump.
offense. Atomic has two swinging. He gets the follow-up to dunk it in.
Love to see Atomic take this touch real soft. You know, there's no reason to rush here. Just find the correct spot in the net to put it. And he squeezes it right between a defender and a post, gives himself a look at a second touch, not to mention the extra pressure from Beast Mode coming, nets NRG a lead with 14 seconds. What do you got in the tank, GK?
Europe's last seed that went against the impossible, and they have to do something improbable just to come back 0-1 after back-to-back shutouts. They can't go out like this, not with a whimper, and they have to do it from the blue half, and somehow this ball is still up. What a pitch from Joyo. Archie races down, can't get a hand up, and NRG take the series and qualify to playoffs.
GK forced to shake their fist as NRG runs away into the